You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wing Gaming, and Sylvia on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you into the Let's Play episode of Mice T, Sylvia's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alrighty. Felix grimaces. Maybe I've been afraid of letting Margaret take things over since she'll see how disorganized they are. I think she might be more competent and will look down on me after seeing what state things have gotten in. Different. I'm using a different voice, okay. I think Margaret has been frustrated, but I'm certain she wouldn't look down on you. Isn't that right, Margaret? Of course I wouldn't. I just want what's best for you in the store. Felix's head nods forward with a muffled, I hope so. You can know so. Does that sound acceptable? Do you think you can give more responsibilities to Margaret and me while you hire someone else to do the entry-level tasks? The several breaths Felix takes before responding last an eternity. I don't know if I can. Why is that? I don't think I can let myself. And what's preventing you? My pride, I think. I don't think I can let go of my responsibilities. I can't seem weak. I can't reach out when I'm in trouble or hurting. Good lord, people. Stop messaging me right now. It's not something a man's allowed to do. Sylvia nods and glances over at me, confident she's found the crux. She allows herself the slightest glimmer of self-satisfaction. Is that acting as a wall for you? Your conception of masculinity is preventing you from reaching out? It is. Then we just need to help you rework your conception of masculinity. Do you want me to help you do that? No. Sylvia's eyes flash wide open as she leans back. Her eyes flit back to me for a moment. You don't want that? I don't. Why don't you? It sounds like it's causing you stress. It is. Her coils stir restlessly. Then why do you want to keep it as it is? I'm afraid if you change it, it'll fall away. If you make one crack, it will all shatter. I don't want it to disappear. I don't want to lose that shield. Why is that? Because I'm afraid of what I'll be revealed to be without it. Sylvia looks alarmed. What would that be? A woman. I jump as Sylvia's chair scrapes across the floor. She tightened her coils around it so severely that she dragged it back a few inches. She looks over at me with desperation. The panic mixed with her hypnotic powers and snake-like face makes her look truly frightening. I can only silently plead my own ignorance of what to do. After a few seconds of looking between the two of us, she shakily attempts to resume her authoritative posture. Felix, I need to speak in private for a moment, so I'm going to have you stop listening to me. Between the time I say teacup and the time I say saucer, you will not hear me speak or retain anything about what I say, alright? Alright. Teacup. Felix's eyes glaze over even more. Sylvia's face whips toward me. Oh my god! I think Felix might be a girl! Really? Yes, you heard what was just said. Felix is worried about being seen as a woman. Like they don't want to be seen for who they really are. I think this is why Felix isn't letting anyone help. It would be feminine to do so, and that would be a slippery slope to revealing more about their gender. But I mean, it's not like Felix puts on a super masculine front. They live with a ton of cats, and I don't think they've played a sport in their life. Why would this be the thing they fixate on? Sylvia shakes her head. I don't know. She looks back and forth between Felix and me. What should I do? I don't know. Maybe just ask more about it. We promised not to do anything Felix didn't want, so just ask what they want. Okay. I'll do my best. She closes her eyes and takes a few deep breaths that come out as rattling hisses each time. When she opens them again, she has a renewed sense of compassion in her gaze and voice. Saucer. Felix's head raises a smidgen. Sorry for that delay. I want to ask you about that last answer you gave. Can I do that? Yes. Why are you frightened of being seen as a woman? Because I don't want to confront that. Felix, I had to ask myself this question as well, so I know how hard it is to answer, but do you think you're a woman? The muscles beneath Felix's face twitch as they contemplate their answer. I think I am. Sylvia nods. Thank you for telling me. I know how hard that can be. Do you want me to still use Felix for you? I sometimes used to imagine having the name Felicia. Sylvia smiles warmly. Aw. Then I'd love to be the first person to call you Felicia. Felicia smiles like a big, soft blanket has been draped around their shoulders. Did it feel good to be called that? Yeah, it did. I think that's a good sign then. Is there anything else about being a woman that appeals to you? I want to relate to women that way. I don't want to loom over you and Margaret at work, and I want to be friends with you two the way women are friends. I want to share a glance with a woman on the subway and not feel like I'm intruding. I want to hear someone use ma'am or she when I'm out in the world. I don't want to have to justify my feminine traits. I want to be able to wander into the other side of the clothing department. And I want to experience intimacy like that. I can see Sylvia tamp down a lump in her throat. That sounds lovely, Felicia. Do you want me to help you do those things? I do, but it's scary. I know it is, but I can help you get over those fears. I can remove your self-consciousness about acting feminine or make you see your body in a different way. That sounds like so much, though. It is, but we can do something easier instead for now. I can help you bring this knowledge of yourself to the top of your mind. I can help you carry it out of your subconscious to your waking thoughts. You don't have to do anything with them right away. You can sit with them and think about what they mean for you. I can even make sure you'll only remember your feelings from this session. You only have to hold on to that feeling of being called Felicia and choose to hear it again for the first time. We promise not to share anything from this afternoon if that's what you want. I think I'd like that. Let's do that then. I want you to take all your feelings about your femininity, and draw them close to you. Imagine they're wisps of smoke floating toward you from every corner of your mind. Collect those feelings of your identity, your aspirations, and your self-conception, and draw them toward you. Form them into a ball in front of you. Are you doing that? I am. There's a lot of them. Then push them tight together. Pack them nice and dense so you can hold them all. It might be a little heavy, but you're strong enough to hold them. Felicia's eyes twitch back and forth like she's dreaming. Thoughts she'd hardly given notice to now manifest in her, being made tangible in front of her. A moment later, she turns her palms upward, yet a weight seems to push them down. She's holding them. I have them now. Very good. How do they feel? Comforting and daunting. That makes sense, and they're coming back with you. You're going to carry them up. But we're going to leave the memories of what we said down here. Only your impressions will come back with you along with what you're holding. The only thing you'll know on top is that I'll be here for you if you ever want to explore these feelings more deeply. Thank you. You're always welcome, Felicia. A sleepy grin bubbles up to the surface. Now, let's lift you up again. You feel your body growing lighter. You're rising up out of the forest. Back to your conscious mind. Back to all your faculties. Muscles in Felicia's body stir back to life. Rising up the trunks back toward the branches. Tiny pinpricks of light are reappearing. The light of day is returning. Felicia's posture grows more erect in her seat. Those points of light are merging, becoming gaps between the leaves. It's coming closer. You're almost there. But you won't be back just yet. Margaret's going to guide you past those last few layers. I jolt to attention at the mention of my aim. I want you to stand up. Felicia rises as if lifted by a rope. As you pass through the leaves, follow Margaret out of the room back to the floor. When she says bird, you'll wake up. Felicia nods and turns to head toward me. I open the door and she drifts behind me to the counter. With a cautious eye directed to the front door, I guide her to where our initial conversation took place. I recreate our positions as though we'd never ventured into the back room. For a moment I let her stand there, making sure she passes through every layer of the canopy until she's resting again on the treetops. Do you see a bird up there with you? With a jolt, she opens her eyes and blinks furiously. Once again, finding her footing, she looks around to see who awoke her. She finds me standing right in front of her. Oh, Margaret! I zoned out there for a second. She squints. What was I doing just now? You had your visualization session with Sylvia. Did I? Yeah, you were back there for a while, then came back out here. She's just wrapping things up for herself back there. Oh, yeah, I guess I must have. I hope it went well. She furrows her brows as if trying to recollect something. I definitely feel better, I think. I just have a lot of... Her eyes drift past me. Things to think about. Do you want to do some of that at home? Sylvia and I could close up for you. For the first time I can remember, she doesn't push back on an offer to help. Sure. You could even close early if you want. I think I might have some soul-searching to do. Whatever you need, boss. She nods, pinching her eyebrows together at hearing that title. I'll, see you next week, then. Of course. Felicia drifts towards the front door and the bell jingles when she exits. I hope things go well for her if she decides she is a her, I guess. I don't imagine it will help get the store in order any quicker. Well, not in the short run, probably, but it'll be good for everyone in the long term, I'm sure. At least I don't have to work anymore tonight. Oh, God. Before I can walk over to the front door and lock it, a woman bursts through in a panic. She's dressed in an outfit that's half armor, half dress. Oh, sorry, we're actually just about to close. Don't worry, it'll be really quick. Where are your RPG manuals? Over with the game books, next to the window in the corner. She dashes to the spot I referenced, giving me a good look at the tail. That's poking out from under her skirt. She's even quicker than she promised and drops a hardbound Dungeon Master's guide on the counter in the time it takes me to get behind it. Sorry, it's just that Lillian said Radiant Hammer required concentration to maintain the area of effect that deals holy damage, but Alex said the manual said it didn't. And then Mage said that it was only the case in Revision 3 of 6th edition, but we were all using the PDF version that's Revision 6, and Lily insisted the printed version is different. Anyway, no one is budging, and I gotta get this back so we can finish the encounter and sneak into the royal ball where Kalar's betrothed has been kidnapped. I hand her a receipt. So this is a game night with your friends? Oh, actually, we're all online friends who are playing in person for the first time at the con. Con? The convention! The furry convention a couple blocks away. She points at her winged and horned headband. Oh, I actually just got here. I didn't know it was going on. Yeah, it's going on through the weekend. Anyway, I gotta get back. Thanks for staying open for me. She bounds out the door, clutching the book to her chest as her tail bounces behind her. Huh. I lock the door behind her and flip the sign to close before heading back to Sylvia. She's just as snaky as she was when I left. How did it go? Is she still there? Is she still here? Did she say anything about wanting to talk to me? Did she mention her name? Did she ask us to do anything? Calm down, Sylvia. She's fine. I mean, she didn't say a whole lot, just that she wanted to go home and think for a bit. She told us we can close the store now, too, so don't worry about changing back to get on the floor soon. Oh, okay, if that's all she said. Her tail writhes around on the floor as she fidgets. How are you doing? God, I'm so worked up. I thought I could help her with my powers, but nothing like this. Who knows how long it would have taken her to figure out that on her own. Who knows how long it would have taken her to figure that out on her own. And maybe I can hypnotize her again and get rid of those issues I had before she even transitions. Oh my god, do you think we should both go shopping with her for the first time? Jeez, you really are worked up. Yeah, I just wanted to help more. Like, who knows what I could help people with? They could have all sorts of insecurities or things they're repressing, and I could get them out. I want to do it so bad, but I have to be a snake to do it. How am I going to convince people to let me talk to them when I'm like this? I might have some idea where we could do it. Oh, where's that? Well... The hotel lobby is swarming with so many people it's difficult to move. Not that all of them look like people, but it would be hard to name all the species present. Snake and mink walk into a furry con. I hope that driver didn't mind me calling him again. It's kind of a lot to chauffeur me around when I'm like this. I think he'll manage considering the way you're tipping him. A few con-goers pause in their paths to take photos of Sylvia, and only some bothering to ask permission before doing so. In either case, she smiles and waves each time from her perch on the luggage carts. It was my idea to wheel her around on them to avoid drawing too much attention. She does her best to lash the three platforms together using her tail. It feels weird to see people impressed by me like this instead of terrified. You do look pretty striking. Yeah, but you're way cuter than me. No one's asking for a picture of me like that. A man with a professional-looking camera approaches us. Hey, can I get a picture of you two for the con website? Oh, sure. He backs up and crouches while the two of us smile. He takes a half-dozen shots in quick succession before standing back up. Thanks for the shots. A fun concept with snake and mongoose, too. Oh, I'm actually a mink, I think. I'll note that. Have a good con. He disappears into the crowd, and I turn to see Sylvia smirking. That one was half you. She's satisfied enough to have her compliment proven right. So, should we do this? So how should we do this? Do you think there's anywhere in particular we should go? Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Trezum Guy. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!